Today, I'm putting every NFL player back into their prime. That means Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson will be two of the league's best QBs, Nick Chubb and Zeke Elliott, two of the best running backs, Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham outside making plays on the perimeter, and just so many more superstars returned to their final glory. I mean, I'm very excited for it. However, I did have to come up with a twist for this video, and that twist comes in the form of a fantasy draft. Using our prime players roster, I reset the league, all 32 teams drafting a new slate of players. However, I realized as I was making this video, one twist that fantasy, it wasn't enough. All right, I had to dig even a little bit deeper.
Get on with it.
I let all 32 teams keep one player on their roster, their highest overall player, just so we'd have, a little bit of familiarity with each team. Now, roughly half the teams keep a current day star in place, like the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, the Chiefs with Mahomes, the Colts with Jonathan Taylor. Where things really get wild, though, is with the other half of teams. I let them keep a player who has been returned to their prime and also put back on the team they played with during their prime. For example, Von Miller is a 99 overall back in Denver, Jalen Ramsey returning to his original roots in Jacksonville, and yes, Aaron Rodgers will once again be making plays at Lambeau Field. To summarize, every player back in their prime. A fantasy draft to completely reset the league, one prime superstar staying with their current or returning to their former team. Now, very quickly, we're going to go through each roster. If you want to pause, take a closer look, feel free. Khalil Mack is back in Chicago, the former All-Pro. They've also got Josh Jacobs, Terry McLaurin. Wow. This team is really good. Deshaun Watson. Well, let's just move on. The Cincinnati Bengals, I see Jamar Chase, their leader. I see Brock Bowers, and I know they've got that beautiful Bengals playbook. I mean, Geno Smith is going to cook. The Bills keep Josh Allen, 99 overall, and what are the chances they end up with Dalvin Cook replacing James, the old brother act, Allen Robinson? I mean, Josh has some weapons. The Denver Nuggets have Von Miller. Of course, Puka Nacua is going to be the #1 target for Dak. I see James Cook. I don't know. That's a pretty good top end of slew of talent there for Denver. Myles Garrett is back with the Browns. Ooh, Justin Tucker. Speaking of problematic individuals, they've got Jalen Hurts. I think this is a pretty good team on paper. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have Lavonte David back in his prime. Looks like they invested pretty heavily in defensive pieces. They've got a couple interesting slot receivers, DJ Moore, Hollywood Brown, and Jordan Love at QB. The Arizona Cardinals dialing it back on their defensive line, Calais Campbell and Cam Jordan. Man, that is an old squad. George Pickens, Trevor Lawrence. That's not the best. The Chargers, I let keep Penei Sewell. They brought back Keenan Allen. What are the chances? MVP runner-up Carson Wentz, and so many offensive line. They're going to protect Carson, that's for sure. Moving along, the Chiefs get to keep Patrick Mahomes. They also bring back Joe Thuney, who was recently in his prime with the Chiefs. That's funny. Darren Waller, I don't see a single receiver that could be trouble. The Colts, I let keep Jonathan Taylor, very much in his prime right now. He's having another great season. I see Justin Herbert. I don't see any offensive linemen. Good luck, Herbo and Jonathan Taylor. Okay, and I want to pause here to mention, I noticed a trend with some of these rosters. There are certain teams who drafted a lot of old players, and I think that was a really good strategy since we're only simulating one season. The first of those teams, look at the Washington Commanders. They draft Lane Johnson, who's a 99. They already had Bobby Wagner, let them keep him. AJ Brown, but also Zach Ertz, Adam Thielen, Austin Eckler, so many 90+ overalls because they're all old. I think most other teams were probably trying to draft with an eye to the future. The Cowboys have Zeke and Stephon Diggs. Who's their QB here? Kyler Murray. That's not bad. The Dolphins get prime Tyreek Hill with Brandon Ayuk actually going to play some snaps here. Drake May, I mean, he's got the weapons to potentially win MVP. The Eagles have a really good looking team. Saquon Barkley, he was in his prime last season, not so much this year. JSN, that's my boy. He's an absolute killer. Jaden Daniels with, his arm in one piece. That's good. The Falcons are another old man heavy team. All right, they've got Bijan Robinson, Aiden Hutchinson, probably their first round pick. Budda Baker, Debo, they're all veterans. Robert Woods, Andy Dalton. I mean, that's pretty good value. They probably took him pretty late relative to other QBs. Fred Warner is the keeper piece for the San Francisco 49ers. This roster looks really underwhelming. I'm pumped to see if OBJ can put up some big numbers back in the NFL, back in New York. He's also got Tyler Lockett with him. Oh my word. Baker Mayfield? Dude, this is another deep team. The Jaguars have an insane secondary. I gave them back Jalen Ramsey. They've got Joe Burrow, which is awesome. Also, Darius Slay and Denzel Ward, 390+ cornerbacks. They've got a slew of good receivers. I like it. The Jets went heavy on defense, building around Sauce Gardner and Derek Brown, we'll see if Jimmy G can get the job done. The Lions, I let keep Jahmyr Gibbs. Ironically, they also drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown and Kirby Joseph. What are the chances Tua's at QB? Here are the Green Bay Packers, around 41-year-old, but in his prime, Aaron Rodgers. They got Jalen Carter. Oh, they went really defense heavy. Javonte Williams is here. Oh, they didn't give Aaron very many weapons. The Panthers have Christian McCaffrey back in town with Patrick Surtain, two of the best playmakers at their position. Not much after that. The Patriots are another team that went heavy on old dudes. Stephon Gilmore is back in his prime in New England. They've got Nick Bosa, Alvin Kamara, Tre'Davious White, Joe Flacco. Yeah, these teams that drafted old players got great value. The Raiders are another team like that. As you see, Trent Williams, Travis Kelce, Max Crosby, their keeper piece. They have 596 plus overalls. Cam Hayward, what's up? I put Cooper Kupp back on the Rams. That is a really good looking top end group of talent. Christian Gonzalez and Minka in the secondary. What? The Ravens keep Lamar Jackson. They've got, I feel like not the best team around him. The New Orleans Saints have Dexter Lawrence and Michael Thomas. Yes, he is the player I returned to his prime and to the Saints. They don't have a very good team around them, unfortunately. My Seattle Seahawks, yes, they went the old man route too. They drafted CeeDee Lamb. They've got Russ returned to his prime, Harrison Smith, Mike Evans, Garrett Bowles. That's a good team. I love it. I don't really know what the Pittsburgh Steelers were cooking around TJ Watt, my guy Drake London, Sam Darnold. Yeah, I don't love it. The Texans get a 99 overall DeAndre Hopkins back in town. Jesse Bates, they didn't give D-Hop a QB. Michael Penix or JJ McCarthy, what are they doing? Derrick Henry put back on the Titans. He's got old man Matt Stafford there. And last but not least, look at the Vikings receiver duo, Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams, not to mention a little Micah Parsons. Honestly, the parity that comes from a fantasy draft, it's awesome to see so many balanced teams. Also makes predictions impossible. I don't know who the best team is. Let's just find out in the season sim. In a complete non-shocker, Geno Smith would indeed pace the NFL in passing yards using that Bengals playbook. I mean, it's a given. Turning back the clock in Los Angeles, Kirk Cousins would finish second in the league with over 4,600 yards, also a nice 39-9 TD to INT ratio. Staying in Buffalo, Josh Allen would finish as MVP runner-up after tossing 40 touchdowns and adding another 4 on the ground. But man, you won't believe who won MVP. I don't think I mentioned his name earlier. I don't even know. The king of all return to their prime QBs, Andy Dalton. What in the world? My guy put up just over 4,200 yards to go along with an NFL leading 48 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. I mean, he was on one all season, Red Rifle MVP. I really didn't see it coming. Dog, that is wild. Patrick Mahomes had a really good season. Carson Wentz, CJ Stroud way up there. Dude, Wentz turning the clock back. There's Dak Prescott. Aaron Rodgers, 4,200, 35 TDs. Let's see if his Packers made the playoffs. Kind of with more middling numbers, Joe Flacco, Matt Stafford, both over 4,000. A lot of this is playbook dependent, as we know, but man, Andy Dalton, what a legend. Josh Jacobs was given all the work in Chicago. He led a surprisingly strong Bears team with just under 1,700 yards and 16 total touchdowns. Derrick Henry, back in his old stomping grounds, finished second in the NFL in both rushing yards and touchdowns. Yet another super productive season, while Christian McCaffrey did his thing in his return to Carolina. Over 1,700 scrimmage yards to go along with 14 touchdowns. But once again, one name that I didn't see coming ended up producing in a seriously major way. That would be Austin Eckler, actually drafted by the Commanders. He finished 4th in the league in rushing yards, but led all running backs with 23 touchdowns, a beast in all facets for Washington. Additionally, along with MVP Andy Dalton, the Falcons got a great season from Bijan Robinson. Zeke Elliott, almost 1,400 yards. Breece Hall was in the end zone 12 times. There's Jonathan Taylor. Ken Walker in Houston, 15 rushing touchdowns. Dalvin Cook, greater sign James Cook, maybe. Paired with MVP Andy Dalton in Atlanta, Deebo Samuel had a truly awesome season, just a shade under 1,500 yards. He also found the end zone 21 times, which normally would be an outlandish figure, but he saw that total matched by Puka Nacua in Denver, who also topped Deebo in receptions and yards. Over 1,700 placed him second in the league. Puka was the AFC Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, obviously, really good season, dominant by Puka Nacua. Not even close to the best receiver season, though, as that belonged to Cooper effin' Kupp. Teaming up with Kirk Cousins on the Rams, he'd take home the Triple Crown for the second time in his career, just a shade under 2,000 yards on the season. He also broke Randy Moss's receiving touchdown record. An unbelievable season for Cooper Kupp. That is wild. A.J. Brown in Washington, he was cooking. Jamar Chase with that Bengals playbook. Geno Smith, 20 touchdowns. Darnell Mooney, I guess, why not? Odell Beckham, yes, he did put up good numbers. So did Michael Thomas back in his prime, Deontay Johnson, so many names from the past, DeAndre Hopkins, could we have given him a QB Madden? And I should also shout out a couple standout defenders. Jalen Phillips paced the NFL in sacks with 19 while playing for the Denver Broncos, while Micah Parsons tallied 18 of his own for the Vikings. He was named Defensive Player of the Year. Honestly, based on how Madden usually simulates, sack numbers kind of low. Von Miller had 15. I don't even see Myles Garrett. What in the world? Khalil Mack for the Bears. Myles Garrett only had 11.5. INT leader Kamari Lassiter for the Packers. Eric Kendricks back in his prime. Wow, Green Bay was making plays on defense. Also, because I just remembered, Bo Nix only passed for 3,400 yards and 25 TDs. An absolute waste of Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson. Bro, that's kind of what Justin Jefferson looks like in real life right now. That's not great. Okay, very quickly, before we look at who made the playoffs and not, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the support here on my channel. It has been crazy recently, and I'm very appreciative. Please comment down below telling me your favorite Return to Prime legend that I've featured, shown you in this video. For me, I mean, it's obviously Russell Wilson. I know he's fallen off quite a bit. He's a bit of a weird guy now publicly, but I wouldn't trade those memories of him in his prime when he was younger, winning a Super Bowl. That was just the best. Russ was the man. Once again, thank you for all the support. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and definitely leave me a comment down below. But here we go on to the playoff picture. One team from the NFC East, that would be Bobby Wagner and the Washington Commanders. From the NFC South, we do see MVP Andy Dalton and the Falcons. Also the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Lavonte David. Okay. In the NFC North, the Bears won 14 games led by Khalil Mack. Aaron and the Packers did make the playoffs. While in the NFC West, I guess Russell Wilson did cook. 11 wins. The Seahawks are there. The Rams also sneak in. Over in the AFC, just one team out of the East, that would be Josh Allen and the Bills. In the AFC South, Derrick Henry and the Titans make it. Jalen Ramsey and the Jags. Okay, and the Colts. I almost missed that. Shout out to Jonathan Taylor. One team from the AFC North, Lamar and the Ravens. And two teams from the AFC West, the Denver Broncos, led by Von Miller, and the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. I guess he doesn't need any receivers. Altogether, our playoff bracket looks like so. Some interesting teams making it. Dude, the Chicago Bears, I'm just realizing I don't remember. They got the bye? And their team was Khalil Mack. Oh, Josh Jacobs. Bro. Yeah, all right. There it is. Deshaun Watson. Now I remember why I forgot. He's playing up at a 96 overall. You hate to see it. You love to see it if you're a Bears fan. Let's just move on. How about? Yeah, let's go. And in our very first playoff matchup, we're on the verge of a crazy upset. The 7-seed Indianapolis Colts and the 2-seed Baltimore Ravens are tied, but look at Herbie and the Colts. He dumps off to, I don't know who he dumped off to. I'm panicking. I can't remember the receivers on the Colts. It's Justin Herbert. It's Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. I think I see Quentin Johnson out there. Herbert, protection, not holding up. He gets hit as he throws, but he gets enough time to get it off. That's Trey McBride in the end zone, a star tight end. I fear the Colts just scored too quickly, but their offense has been unstoppable. They just need one stop on Lamar and the Ravens to finish the upset. I will say Lamar and the Ravens have moved the ball well, 28 points on the board, but they need a full 7 or possibly 8 here to win this game. He's got Dallas Goedert, a weapon. Rashee Rice is out there as well. I can't remember who the Ravens running back is. Look at Lamar taking off. My word, he looked fast. All sorts of current and former Ravens littering this game. It's now 2nd and 7. That completion was to Goedert. I just noticed no timeouts for the Ravens. They should go to the sideline. It's 3rd and 2. They don't want to burn it down, so they're not going to spike it. The clock is ticking. 30 seconds at the snap. Lamar back in the pocket. Here comes the pass rush. What was Lamar doing? Jeff Simmons, game wrecker. And that leaves the Ravens in a 4th and 7 situation. They're bringing some heat. Oh, it's picked up well. Lamar has time. He's going to the end zone. Rashee Rice is down there. It gets broken up. An upset to start the wild card round. Wild indeed. I love it. Feel bad for Lamar, but I like the chaos. Unlike their 2-seed counterpart in the AFC, the Atlanta Falcons would handle business in resounding fashion. MVP Andy Dalton started his playoff run with 364 yards and 3 TDs through the air. The Falcons picked off Kirk Cousins twice. Bijan had 2 touchdowns on the ground. It was an absolute beatdown. Absolute slog in our next playoff game. A 10-10 tie at the 2-minute warning. And it's a 3rd down facing Matt Stafford and Derrick Henry. They're deep into Jacksonville territory, so if they just don't do anything dumb, they can at least get a field goal. Stafford to Derrick out of the backfield. That's huge. I don't mind the clock management. 1 one more run here, and then you can bleed the clock, kick a field goal. I mean, Jacksonville has not been moving the ball at all, so oh, they're going to the air. Stafford, an incompletion would be trouble. There's no need for that, though. That is a dot to the corner of the end zone for 6. That was Michael Wilson with the nice footwork to stay in bounds. We will simulate to see, oh my gosh, just like that, they are in field goal position, Jacksonville. They need more. They need the full 7, and they're out of timeouts, but Joe Burrow might just have the Jags cooking. I didn't think they'd do that. A nice screenplay. Oh my, we're down to the 30. I don't know why I thought the Titans defense would simply hold and we'd simulate right to the end of the game, but I was doubting Joe Burrow. For what reason? He's got time. He's got a man across the middle. It's Myers down to about the 7. Now they're not going to spike it. It's 3rd and goal. Who's going to come? It's mono-y-mono. Titans defense, Jags offense. Burrow gets picked off. Are you kidding me? That might go back for a second. He gets brought down. Dude, with the game on the line, Joe Burrow throws it into traffic. Joe and the Jags were driving, but Tony Adams coming up with the game-sealing INT. What a play. We'd move to the 3-6 matchup in the NFC, where in an ugly, low-scoring battle, the 3-seed Commanders would survive thanks to a couple TD passes plus 50 yards rushing from CJ Stroud. While in an AFC West rivalry tilt, Denver couldn't handle the Mahomes magic. 350 and 3 TDs for Pat, while Kareem Hunt punched in a pair on the ground. It was a Chiefs blowout. And that sets up what should be the best playoff matchup yet. Aaron and the Packers, Russ and the Seahawks. Let's do it. An opening drive score for the Seahawks, Russ to CD. Man, I can't help but be biased. That's just beautiful. Uh-oh, look who's got the answer. Aaron Rodgers to Rondale Moore. Okay. Oh my goodness. Rookie Quinshon Judkins just took 170 yards to the house for Green Bay. Oh no, just before half, Aaron to Jordan Addison. Dude, he doesn't even need elite receivers. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Aaron to Jordan Addison again, 87 yards. It's really over. It's over. Making up for all those Legion of Boom years when the Seahawks owned Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, well, he gets some payback. That was a blowout. I was gassing this matchup up as well. Russ, 275 and a touch. 348 and 4 for Aaron Rodgers. That is a prime legendary performance. I am kind of upset that the Seahawks lost, but for the content, it's great. We've got a 1-7 matchup in the AFC. Bills, Colts. We've got some unpredictable finishes. Aaron Rodgers against the Bears. That's going to be cinema. And we'd start with Aaron and the Packers against the Bears. They are up late. This is an ugly looking game. Rodgers just found Jordan Addison for another touchdown in this playoff run. That's how they got to 15 points. It's Deshaun and the Bears now on offense. That's a first. After that masterclass against the Seahawks, this definitely wasn't Aaron Rodgers' best playoff game, but looks like he's done just enough. Who's that getting the carry? Oh, that's right. It's Josh Jacobs, star running back for the Bears, who have all 3 timeouts. A run play there was kind of interesting, but they did pick up a first down. Deshaun is dropping back. Plenty of protection. Another first down. They take their second timeout. Chicago, I mean, you've got to punch it in here, right? You can't settle. You can't be conservative, settle for 3. You don't want to go to OT. Jacobs is open in the flats. He got out of bounds. 1 minute left. What do the Packers have? I can't remember who's on their defense. Too many names floating around in my head. Deshaun gets picked off. You've got to be kidding me. I can't remember who's on this team. It's Eric Kendricks. That's right. They had the 2 top INT leaders on the season. And with the season on the line, Eric Kendricks adds to his total. Oh, Deshaun. Man, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. 174 and 2 for Aaron. Again, it wasn't his best game. 311 through the air for Deshaun. No touchdowns and the game-losing interception. Oh, brother. Run from it. Dread it. Yeah, destiny is still getting here. The Kansas City Chiefs, a late touchdown from the Titans brought it close, but you just can't put down the Chiefs. 267 and 1 for Mahomes. I mean, Matt Stafford played good. Derrick Henry, 75 yards, 2 TDs. Kareem Hunt is carrying Patrick Maffrod. Why are the Chiefs have, look at this. Look at their receiver room. Marvin Mims, I mean, sure, he's playing up at an 86. Calvin Austin, Xavier Legette. This is what, how? How is Mahomes doing this again? We're going to need Justin Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, and the Colts to come through to prevent Chiefs Bills again. Oh my gosh. The Colts were right there. They are right here, but they're down 3 and we're jumping into a 4th and 9. Game on the line right here to prevent a Bills Chiefs AFC Championship. Oh my gosh. Justin Herbert's going for it all. He had Trey McBride down there along the sideline, but Derwin James was down there in the secondary for the Bills. The pass was broken up. A good effort, Indianapolis, but you came up short. And Josh Allen outplayed Herbert. How do we get Chiefs Bills just like come on, anything different, Madden, please. Our last divisional round game would see another sparkling performance from Andy Dalton. 289 yards and 3 TDs for the Falcons. Unfortunately, his MVP season would come to an end. Washington sacked Dalton 5 times and picked him off as Austin Eckler scored the eventual game-deciding TD for the Commanders, giving us a very interesting conference championship weekend, at least in the NFC. Aaron and the Packers against this Washington team over in the AFC. Bills, Chiefs. I mean, come on, just like every single year, Madden, really? Just before we get into the game, the Washington Commanders roster, Lane Johnson, Bobby Wagner, they use this old man exploit. You know what I'm saying? They did pick a young QB in CJ Stroud, but so many veterans on the team returned to their prime. I don't know. They're getting the job done. Well, the Packers, I'll admit, I wasn't immediately impressed by their team. Obviously, they get Aaron Rodgers, but after that, mostly invested defensively, which, you know, just let Prime Rodgers figure it out, I guess, on offense. It seems to be working. Oh no, Aaron Rodgers and his magic appear to be finally wearing off. A quick throw RPO style. I'm jumping in here to see if Aaron and the Packers can actually put a touchdown on the board. It might be too little too late, but if they score here, they get a stop. You never know. Washington, though, has been in control of this entire game. Rodgers to the pylon. It's in for 6. Is that Rondale Moore? Yes, it is. But now the Packers defense needs a stop. You've got to give your man, Prime Aaron Rodgers, a chance to get back in this game, and they will force a punt. Oh my gosh, no. A fumble recovered by, I don't know who fumbled. Was it Quinshon Judkins? The Packers give the ball right back up, and they were driving too. Wait, it's not over yet. We're under 2 minutes left. Aaron does find Devin Duvernay. Dude, he has no receivers, but it's back to a 1-score game. I've got to jump in and watch. It's 2nd and 5. 2 timeouts for Green Bay. A first down ends this game, and AJ Short, I think. No, they gave AJ Brown the first down. What? No challenge from Matt LaFleur? Oh, okay. Well, that's anticlimactic, but I'm pretty sure that's game just like that. 45 seconds left. He's dropping back to pass. An incompletion stops the clock, and that's not a problem. Austin Eckler coming through in the clutch for Washington. That was absolute malpractice. Those plays called down the stretch. I mean, it worked, but an incompletion would have let the Packers right back. I'm flustered. Aaron lost. No touchdown passes for CJ Stroud. 300 yards. Aaron Rodgers had a perfect game once again. Austin Eckler, though, the secret hero of this video. He made that play to seal the game too. Okay, Washington, I'll stop doubting you. Will the Commanders be able to take down either the Chiefs or Bills? That is the only question remaining in this video. The Bills roster, 99 Tristan Wirfs protecting Josh Allen. That's right. Dalvin Cook. They've got Derwin James there. It's, yeah. All the teams remaining are really solid. I feel like the Chiefs have the most glaring weakness in that they basically have no receivers. They do have Darren Waller in his prime and Kareem Hunt's putting in work. Man, that's an old squad. I mean, what else do you need? Patrick Mahomes is cruising. And it is a heavy snow game at Orchard Park, Buffalo. Oh my gosh. You know what? Perfect. Now I don't have to jump in and watch any gameplay live because we can't see it anyways. We might as well just skip to the end of this game. The Chiefs will open the scoring. Patrick Mahomes to Jatavion Sanders. The Bills with an answer. Josh Allen, Allen Robinson. What a connection that is. Josh Allen Robinson. I get it. Oh my gosh. It's so much worse than I even remember. You can't see anything. Buffalo is down 4. They are driving with a chance to win it. They're at about the 40-yard line of the Chiefs. I wonder if when I go to edit this video, if I could turn the saturation or the brightness way down. I wonder if we could actually see, I can't see anything on my monitor. Josh is throwing. I think it's complete. First down, I guess. It's such a cool aesthetic. And it's more fun, obviously, when you're playing the game, but watching just does not work. They are now at the 28-yard line. It's a handoff to Dalvin Cook up the, you know what? We've got to watch it from right here. 3rd and 8, season on the line for Buffalo. They get stopped up. 4th and 8, Josh threw it away. What in the world? 4th and 8, they convert on a first down to Zay Flowers. 25 seconds left. It's now 1st and 10. It's so hard to follow the game this way. 2nd and inches. Let's just go. Buffalo gets in the end zone. Josh Allen to Zay Flowers. Would have been nice to be able to see that final possession and final score, but what can you do? We need the heavy snow in the game, at least according to Madden. There you go. My commentary was ugly. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen both played really good games, but in the end, it's Buffalo finally getting the last laugh in the playoffs against the Chiefs. What a run it has been. 2 great rosters in the Super Bowl, but it all comes down to this: the 12-5 Washington Commanders against the 13-4 Buffalo Bills. The Super Bowl. It's time. After trading field goals to start the game, Josh Allen and the Bills would find the first TD score in the second quarter. A short pass from Allen to Dalvin Cook to cap a successful drive. The Commanders would answer in the blink of an eye. CJ Stroud from distance connecting with AJ Brown to tie things up. That big play, though, was answered by another big play. Dalvin Cook, a long house call for Buffalo. What is going on? And just when I thought things were settling down, Josh Allen had other plans. He would end another Bills drive with just one play. Allen Robinson to the house. Bills in control, and they'd remain in control, those Buffalo Bills, until the final whistle. Washington scored late to make the score look a little bit closer, but this was truly one of the most... I can't explain what I just saw watching the simulation of this Super Bowl. I've never seen anything like it. Bobby Wagner, CJ Stroud, and the Commanders are distraught, obviously, but look at Josh Allen, Super Bowl champ. If any of you thought I was embellishing during that voiceover portion, I have to show you the proof. AJ Brown's 67-yard pass from CJ Stroud. Dalvin Cook 49-yard touchdown run. 88-yard pass, Allen Robinson from Josh Allen. That all happened in the second quarter. Dalvin Cook had another one in the fourth quarter. Josh was obviously great. I can't believe we got to spend some time looking at these numbers. Dalvin Cook 9 for 82 and 1. What an efficient day on the ground. He also added 6 catches for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. I'm not going to do the math now, but if someone wants to tell me what his fantasy line would have just looked like, league winning. That's all I'm saying. That was a really fun way to cap off a really fun video. I put every NFL player back in their prime. The fantasy draft was just chaotic. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you're new.